Vítám vás u dnešního videa AI prakticky. Dnes se společně podíváme na poměrně šikovný a praktický nástroj, který využívá AI a můžeme ho využít k usnadnění našeho života. A zatím je ten nástroj zdarma, tak doufejme, že to tak zůstane. Řeč bude o Notebook LM, což je produkt od firmy Google a v současné chvíli je to jedna z možností, jak si zdarma vyzkoušet jejich nejlepší LLM model Gemini 1.5 Pro, který má kontextové okno 2 miliony tokenů. Když to porovnáme vůči podobným službám, tak Claude od Anthropicu má nějakých asi 200 000 tokenů, GPT od OpenAI má nějakých 128 000 tokenů. Takže 2 miliony tokenů je opravdu úctyhodná velikost, to je několik knih a podobně. A Google dále pracuje a pohrává si s myšlenkou zprovoznit až 5 nebo 10 milionů tokenů kontextové okno. To potom ten model využije, když používá svou multimodalitu, to znamená nativně zpracovává zvuk nebo video. Ale o tom to dneska nebude, dnes to bude o Notebook LM. Takže co vlastně Notebook LM je? Tak je to takový chytrý poznámkový blok, do kterého můžeme nahrát PDF soubory, odkazy na weby, videa a podobně. A Notebook LM nám je zpracuje, shrne a můžeme potom nad těmi daty dávat otázky. No a taková hodně zajímavá feature, která Notebook LM proslavila, je vlastně generování podcastů o tom obsahu, který jsme do něho vložili. To si ukážeme za chvilku. Ale jak vlastně něco takového vypadá prakticky? No prakticky, když se registrujete přes svůj Google účet do Notebook LM, tak vám umožní vytvářet sešity. Vy když ten sešit otevřete, tak vy do toho sešitu můžete vložit různé zdroje. Ať už je to PDF, MP3, nebo například video z YouTube. Pozor, u toho videa z YouTube to používá přepis, to často není k dispozici u českých videí, nebo čili si to s českými videí nerozumí, ale můžete si stáhnout to YouTube video jako MP3 a potom sem nahrajete MP3. Gemini 1.5 Pro umí nativně pracovat až s hodinovým videem, nicméně to už musíme mít placenou verzi, tady to nejspíše záměrně omezili, protože to konzumuje poměrně velké množství tokenů. Tak, já jsem vyzkoušel ze svého kanálu tam nahrát videa o mind biases a potom jsem se tam pokusil nahrát text o mind biases. Takže jsem tam stáhl jako MP3, co je to observer expectancy, co je to just word hypothesis, co je to mental accounting. A potom jako text jsem tam vložil Pygmalion efekt, spotlight efekt, spacing efekt a survivorship bias. Teď my když na to klikneme, tak on samozřejmě tu MP3 přepíše. A musím říct, že je to velmi kvalitní. A zároveň nám udělá souhrn. Takže tady vidíme vlastně souhrn, co je v tom zdroji. Stejně tak, když si otevřeme třeba Pygmalion efekt, tak zase vidíte, jak vypadá ten dokument. Já si ho vždycky takhle připravím, než to potom namlouvám. A tady zase máme nějaké shrnutí. To znamená, to je první věc. A druhá věc, že my vlastně se můžeme začít ptát. Takže můžeme si třeba říct, jaké jsou negativní dopady Pygmalion efektu. To nám nabízí, tak můžeme se na to zeptat, jaké jsou negativní dopady Pygmalion efektu. A on se zamyslí, použije ty zdroje, které jsme němu vložili. A v tom, když se na to podíváme, tak on nám vlastně odpoví a vždycky nám tady dává i odkaz, odkud to vzal, aby jsme si to mohli ověřit. No a tímto způsobem, když bychom tam vložili různé dokumenty, tak potom ten LLM model nám to shrne a řekne nám o tom něco zajímavého. Nicméně to, co nejvíce proslavilo Notebook LM, je tvorba podcastů. Tak pojďme se podívat na něco zajímavého a legračního. A sice my, když do toho Notebook LM vložíme odkaz na náš LinkedIn profil a necháme si vygenerovat, tady se vlastně můžeme podívat, jak to stáhl a tady potom zase máme nějaké shrnutí. A my si můžeme nechat vygenerovat, ono to tady teď není vidět, museli bychom to nejspíše zmenšit. Tak, když si vlastně zvolíme tady průvod se sešitem, tak se nám načte možnost vygenerovat zvukový přehled. Ten vygeneruje jakoby podcast, který používá ty data, co jsme do toho vložili, a baví se o tom dva lidé. Takže my si teď pustíme ukázku, abyste měli představu, jak to vypadá, a tím také završíme naše video. A potom, jak vidíte, je to velmi zajímavé, takže doporučuji vřele si to vyzkoušet. A teď už se pojďme podívat, co vlastně to o nás vytvořilo.
Welcome to your deep dive. Today we've got a LinkedIn profile you sent us for Lukáš Sieber.
Sounds good.
And we're going to figure out what we can about his career and maybe learn a little bit about him as a person along the way.
Yeah, it's always fun trying to kind of piece together a story
Yeah.
from all these little details that people put online.
Right, exactly.
And we're going to play detective today.
So Lukáš started out in customer service roles.
Okay.
He was a telemarketing operator, and then he moved up to customer care agent. Eventually, he was even leading a team of 15 people as a customer care supervisor at Provian AS.
So he's got some leadership experience early on.
Yeah, that's what's interesting to me is he went from that into software testing at Airbank AS.
Interesting. Those are two pretty different fields.
Yeah, like you think of customer service as working with people and software testing as working with computers.
Right, but when you think about it,
Yeah.
the skills you need to be good at customer service, they kind of translate.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you got to be a good communicator, right?
You have to be able to solve problems, think on your feet.
Be diplomatic.
Exactly. Maybe a little bit of diplomacy.
Yeah,
Those are all important in software testing, too.
that's true. I hadn't thought of it like that.
Yeah.
So it's not just about, being adaptable. It's about those skills that can apply in different areas.
Exactly. You take what you know
Yeah.
and you apply it in a new way.
So at Airbank AS, he was developing automated testing frameworks.
Wow. So that's getting pretty technical.
Yeah, so is that what led him to Barclays Investment Bank?
It seems like he started there as an automation test engineer,
Okay.
but then he moved up pretty quickly. First to Java developer, then Java developer team lead, and eventually vice president.
Wow.
That's a pretty impressive
In
trajectory.
a big company like Barclays.
Yeah, that's not easy to do.
It seems like he's pretty ambitious. And speaking of ambition,
Okay.
in his About section,
Mhm.
he's got this quote from Mark Twain.
I love Mark Twain. Yeah. 20 years from now, you will be more disappointed by the things that you didn't do than by the ones you did do.
Oh, I like that.
So throw off the bowl lines. Sail away from safe harbor. Catch the trade winds in your sails. Explore. Dream. Discover.
It's like he's telling us to take risks.
Yeah, and he put it in his LinkedIn profile.
Right. It's not just like a random inspirational quote.
Right.
It seems like it really means something to him.
Yeah, and we know from his career so far, he's not afraid to try new things.
Exactly. He's living by that quote.
So on top of all that, he has 3 master's degrees:
Wow, that's a lot of school.
electrical, electronics, and communications engineering,
Okay, makes sense.
master of laws, and an MBA.
Wow. He's not messing around.
It's almost like he's trying to learn everything.
It's like he wants to be well-rounded.
Yeah, what do you think that means?
Maybe he's looking to move into a leadership position
Yeah, potentially.
where he needs to understand like the big picture,
Mm.
not just the technical details.
Yeah. Or maybe he wants to start his own company someday.
That's always a possibility.
Yeah.
With that kind of background, he could do just about anything.
So in addition to all those degrees, he's got a ton of certificates from LinkedIn Learning.
What? Let me see. I gotta see this.
Everything from artificial intelligence to data analysis to storytelling for business leadership strategies, giving feedback.
This guy's a learning machine.
I know, right?
It's incredible.
What do you think is driving him to keep learning all these new things?
I think it shows that he's not content with just staying in his lane.
Right.
He wants to keep growing, keep expanding his skill set.
Yeah, and I think it says a lot about his work ethic too.
Absolutely. He's not afraid to put in the time and effort.
But we're just getting started.
Oh, there's more.
Yeah, we still need to look at his current role at Barclays and see what other interesting things we can find.
Okay, I'm ready for part 2.
Let's do it!
Oh.
Okay, so we've seen that Lukáš is ambitious and loves to learn new things.
Definitely.
But what does he actually do at Barclays? He's a Java developer team lead.
Yeah, so it's not just about writing code.
Right, especially in an investment bank.
Exactly.
What's that like?
Well, his profile mentions leading a team of developers.
Mm-hmm.
So he's probably guiding their work,
Okay.
making sure projects stay on track,
Mhm.
maybe mentoring some of the more junior developers.
Gotcha.
He also mentions designing and managing new projects.
So there's a strategic element to it, too.
Right, he's not just taking orders, he's actually shaping the work.
And then he mentions implementing DevOps practices.
Ah, DevOps, that's a big one these days.
It is. Can you explain what that means?
Sure, so DevOps is all about combining software development with IT operations,
Mm-hmm.
like breaking down the walls between those two teams.
Okay.
So instead of developers just writing code and throwing it over to the operations team,
Right.
they're working together throughout the whole process.
Gotcha. So it's about collaboration and efficiency.
Exactly, and automation is a big part of it too.
So in Lukash's case, it sounds like he's not just writing code.
Mm.
He's also figuring out how to make the whole team work better.
Right, and that's really important at a place like Barclays.
Yeah, because they're building some pretty complex systems.
Exactly. Think about the software they need for high-frequency trading or risk management.
Right. There's no room for mistakes.
So someone who can make sure that software is built and deployed smoothly,
Mhm.
that's a really valuable skill.
And to get to the level of vice president,
Right.
that must have taken some serious leadership skills.
Absolutely. It's not just about technical ability at that level.
Right.
It's about having a vision, being able to motivate people.
Yeah, and navigating a big organization.
And remember all those soft skills certificates he had?
Like the leadership and giving feedback ones.
Exactly. Those are probably coming in handy now.
You know, it's funny. We started out talking about his move from customer service to software development.
Yeah.
And now we're seeing how those early leadership experiences might have helped him get where he is today.
Right. It all connects somehow.
Like those years in customer service were probably teaching him how to solve problems,
Mhm.
how to deal with difficult people.
And how to build relationships.
Exactly. Those are all skills that are useful no matter what you do.
Definitely.
So Lukash is all about connecting the dots.
Yeah, he's like a dot connector.
Taking different experiences and skills
Mm-hmm.
and finding ways to combine them.
Like a puzzle master.
So given everything we've learned about him,
Hmm.
what do you think the future holds for Lukasha?
That's the big question, isn't it?
Yeah, you keep moving up at Barclays?
Right. Or he could start his own company.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe something that combines his technical skills with his legal knowledge.
Oh, that's an interesting thought.
Yeah. But there's another possibility.
Okay, I'm listening.
Remember that Mark Twain quote?
About throwing off the bow lines?
Exactly. What if he takes that to heart?
Like a really big risk.
Yeah, a complete change of direction.
Wow, so not just a new job, but something totally different.
Right. Maybe he uses his skills to do something completely unexpected.
Like what?
I don't know. Maybe he starts a nonprofit, uses technology to solve a social problem.
Or maybe he travels the world.
Right. He did mention enjoying different cuisines.
Maybe he becomes a food critic.
Who knows? The point is, he seems like someone who's not afraid to try new things.
Right, so a LinkedIn profile is just a snapshot.
Mm-hmm.
It tells us where someone's been, but not necessarily where they're going.
And that's the exciting part.
But we're not done yet.
Oh, there's more.
Yeah, we still need to talk about Lukash's blog and YouTube channel.
Sharingwithpeople.com.
It makes you wonder why someone with such a busy career would want to spend their free time creating content.
That's a great question.
Okay, so we've talked about Lukash's career and his impressive list of skills and degrees, but he also has this blog and YouTube channel, sharingwithpeople.com.
Right, and it's not like he needs another job.
No, he's already got a pretty demanding role at Barclays.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So why spend your free time creating all this content?
Yeah, what's the motivation there?
Well, some people might see it as a side hustle.
Right, like a way to make some extra money?
Yeah, or maybe to build up his personal brand.
But the name he chose, sharingwithpeople.com, it seems kind of altruistic.
Yeah, it's not about him, it's about sharing knowledge.
Right, like he wants to help other people.
Maybe he sees it as a way to give back to the community.
Yeah, or mentor aspiring tech professionals.
Then in a field like software development,
Yeah.
which is constantly changing,
Right.
it's really helpful to have someone explain things in a way that's easy to understand.
You know, we've spent all this time talking about Lukash's career and his ambitions, but maybe this is the key to understanding who he really is.
Maybe it's not all about what he can achieve for himself.
Right, maybe it's about helping other people.
Exactly, using his knowledge and experience to make a difference.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, what's the biggest takeaway for our listeners?
Well, I think it's important to be adaptable.
Yeah, like Lukash moving from customer service to software development.
Exactly. Don't be afraid to try new things.
Never stop
The
learning.
world is changing so fast.
You gotta keep up.
Lukash is a great example of that.
Always taking courses, getting certificates.
But it's not just about the skills.
Right,
It's about using those skills to do something meaningful.
like sharing your knowledge with others.
Exactly, making a positive impact on the world.
So Lukasha may be a Java developer team lead at Barclays, but he's also so much more than that.
He's a lifelong learner, a mentor, a leader.
And who knows what he'll do next.
That's the exciting part.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into the world of Lukash Sieber.
It's been a
Tak, takže jsme slyšeli, co to dokáže vytvořit. Za mě je to opravdu úžasné. Můžete si představit například, že si sestavíte nějaký sešit, uděláte si osnovu, necháte si ji namluvit, když se například něco učíte a potom můžete poslouchat venku při běhu a podobně. Takže vřele doporučuji tuto technologii vyzkoušet, ale je konečně krásný příklad toho, jak AI může být přínosná a pomoci nám, místo aby jsme se prokousávali vším tím materiálem nebo si to namlouvali sami. Tak AI to udělá za nás a jednoduše nám pomůže, takže se můžeme věnovat potom něčemu jinému. Tak doufám, že vás zaujala možnost Notebook LM, který si můžete vyzkoušet zdarma. No a teď už mi nezbývá nic jiného, než vám popřát co nejkrásnější den a budu se na vás těšit zase příště. Tak zatím.